Woke just got smoked on national TV. They pushed too far on Bill Maher. He called their bluff. He exposed the word games, ripped the mask off of fake compassion, and now the left, they're scrambling to find a new identity. Roll the tape.
Hurry up.
Well, I had a different question, but it struck me that in the first segment you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're...
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
So the term woke has been, in my view, co-opted by the right and weaponized and bastardized. And so I was surprised to hear you use the term because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want,
Okay.
because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know, want to call it the super far left?
The second they lose control of a word, they cry foul. Well, sorry, you don't get to weaponize the word woke for a decade and then act shocked when people fire back. The term woke used to mean alert to injustice, yes, but now it just means allergic to reality. They don't want to define it because the second they do, the whole ideology collapses. This isn't about justice, it's about control. And Maher, he just flipped the table. Let's jump to our next clip on the rebranding of homelessness from help to hashtags.
Well, he's talking about the left. Well, then
Okay, we used to do, well, you did it. I was a guest on what was the homeless show? Comic Relief.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
You were, great show.
Yeah.
And homeless was a term that I thought we kind of came up with because people were calling them bums and
Yes.
vagrants and hobos.
Yeah, now that's
homeless.
the word.
Now, no.
It's unhoused.
Well, it's
now.
people
Unhoused.
experiencing
Now it's
homeless.
unhoused.
They went from trying to solve it to romanticizing it, like a tent under a freeway is some boho lifestyle. You're not experiencing homelessness, you're getting wrecked by it. Stop wrapping suffering into pretty words. The left, they don't fight injustices anymore, they fight dictionaries. This isn't empathy, this is theater. Rename it, hashtag it, and walk away while people ride in the streets. What this is not is a housing crisis, it's an accountability crisis. Look at all of the money we've sent to Ukraine prior to now. In this next feed, 4 political tributes and why sanity is homeless.
I think we're tribal now, which is not good. And I think there's 4 tribes. Basically, there's old school liberals, which I would mostly count myself as, old school conservatives. There's still some of those
You've
left.
changed, though.
Wait, what are the other two?
Go ahead.
What are the other two?
Well, that's what I was trying to find out in this book. I don't think I have.
Welcome to America's Hunger Games. You're either in the cult or you're in the crosshairs. Most people are just trying to pay their bills and raise their kids, but the media, they act like we're all extremists. It doesn't feel like it's left versus right anymore, does it? More like real versus delusional. In our next clip, a Gaza reality check. No spin, no filters.
I mean, it's just astounding to me that they can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. I mean, just morally. I mean, let me tell you, if you're for Hamas, just live in Gaza for a day. And I'm not talking about while the war is on. I mean, before the war. Trust me, you would go running and screaming and begging to live in Tel Aviv, a place that has your values. I mean, women have no, I mean, this is a show watched by a lot of women. Women have no rights in this place, and a lot of majority Muslim countries around the world. I mean, there is no equal rights as far as speech, dress, opportunities for education, reproductive rights, freedom from sexual violence, freedom from sexual harassment.
The LGBTQ community as well.
Yes. That too.
We've got people in the streets marching and protesting for Hamas when they wouldn't last 10 minutes under their rule. You can chant Free Palestine from your air-conditioned dorm room, but Gaza would have you covered from head to toe, literally. Some cultures aren't equal, and some ideologies just aren't compatible, and that's not arrogance, it's called reality. In our next feed, ICC targets Israel and misses reality.
Are you at all concerned about the innocent civilians that have been collectively punished and murdered, largely children and women?
Of
and
course.
are you at all concerned about the fact that the International Criminal Court just today issued a subpoena for Bibi Netanyahu?
Well, that's ridiculous, but it's a war.
Why?
It's a war. Because it's a war, and they were attacked, and they're defending themselves.
Listen, people, you can't handcuff the firefighter while the house is still burning. The ICC is out here playing judge, while real terrorists get media sympathy. How is it when Hamas slaughters citizens, they call it resistance, but when Israel fights back, it's called war crimes? Make it make sense. In this next clip, Maher doesn't flinch. He pops the question, should Hamas be destroyed?
This is a war. Do you think Hamas needs to be destroyed? This is the question.
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
No stuttering, no hedging, just truth. And the woke crowd can't handle it. You don't negotiate with genocidal terrorists. You eliminate the threat. Full stop. Watch this next clip of how Hamas spent your money, from aid to ammo.
They've attacked Israel 5 times. They've started 5 wars since they were given that land back. They could have chosen to turn that place into any place they wanted to, and they took a lot of money that they took from the international community, and they spent it on bombs and guns and building tunnels.
They were handed land, handed aid, and what they build? Tunnels and terror cells. You give them a shot at peace, and they cash the check in blood. The bottom line here is, you can't rebrand insanity. The term woke isn't an ideology. It's a substitute for having one. The left keeps trying to rename failure into progress, but you can't spell progressive without pretend. Maher didn't switch sides. He just stayed sane. And in today's climate, that makes him a radical. If you're done with word games and moral gymnastics, welcome to reality. Bienvenidos. The left can rename the problem, but they can't outrun the truth. Slap that like button, subscribe, and ring that notifications bell so you don't miss when the next mask slips. Thank you. God bless.
Listen.